The next thing I want to look at is why this is very important for the collective, for raising global consciousness, for raising humanity to a higher level. Human beings consist in a world of forms and thoughts and concepts. They've got all kinds of rules and programs in their head about how things work and how they interact with family and home and spouse and business and traffic lights and everything else. And this has coalesced, and it's all together like this. And it holds itself in place. For human consciousness to raise to a higher level requires new concepts, new paradigms. It requires that there be a loosening and a separation of some of the old and a dropping away, and that the new paradigms come into existence, new forms and patterns that are more uplifting, more loving, more inspiring, closer to the higher levels of this chart, begin to be generated and manifest in the world. If you're not willing to change, you're not going to see any change or transformation. Something has to give, something has to shift. So when one has a willingness to shift into a different place, and they would like to see the world in a different place, humanity in a better place, they begin to help with bringing new paradigms, new ways of seeing, new forms, new patterns into the collective. That is one of the key gifts and mission and purpose of the light workers and spiritual healers. Not just to heal individuals one at a time separately, but to literally bring new paradigms that will go into the global consciousness and begin to shift and transform. What the compass of consciousness does is it shows people the big picture. There are some people who go through life and they just see a little bit ahead of them at a time. They don't have the big picture. You've probably seen that picture from the magazine, The New Yorker, where it shows New York and it shows some of the streets of New York going off into the distance, and then it shows maybe Chicago, and then the next thing you see is the Pacific Ocean. That's a New Yorker's view of the world, okay? And it's not a view of the world that is the big picture. Now, it might be a big picture if you're a New Yorker. That might be the way you see it. But with this map, with this compass, it shows you the wide range of what's available to you. And if you don't know the wide range of what's available to you, if you don't know that you can go to high school, and from there you can go to college, and from there you can go to graduate school, and so forth, you're walking blind in the world. This gives you context. And when you see yourself within this context, you can begin to make far better decisions for yourself and align yourself with large, archetypal, powerful fields that can pull you higher and higher and make you a powerful and helpful and loving servant to light in this world. So we have context, we have sense of proportion. When you've got a problem and there's something nagging on you, it helps to have a sense of proportion. And this little chart helps you with that. You see that anger is down here, and you begin to see that what you're angry about may not be the most important thing in the world, and maybe you could let it go. And if you let it go, you would feel differently, and you might move up to a higher level. So sense of proportion, sense of context are very good. The whole range of possibilities of what's available. If you realize that the energy fields that Christ and Buddha and other great teachers operated out of are available to you, and that if you focus your attention on them, they will begin to organize your life, you're going to begin to want to do that, and you're going to focus in much higher places than you would have if you did not know the range of possibilities and how easy it is to move higher on this chart. The last area that I want to focus on is group dynamics. Group dynamics is a very important use of this. It's important to get this chart out there in the world, on the refrigerator wall at home, on the wall of the office at work, there in the lunchroom, in the hallway, in various places. Because if you're working with a team of people and they've been exposed to this and they see it, some of the petty stuff that goes on, it becomes much harder for it to continue. When the angry person, the walking temper tantrum, is walking down the hall and stops and gazes at this chart and sees where the level of anger is compared to where the level of intention or knowledge or love or unconditional love is, it gives pause. And when you have that context there in front of you in the group, everyone is sort of looking at themselves and looking at others. And what happens with this is you don't have to say, you're a such and such. But when there's a situation that arises and it gets a little tense, you can say, now, where would we put this on the level of consciousness? It's a very nice way of helping people enter into a little mindfulness of where we are. What is this situation? What is my role in it? Am I bringing integrity and courage? Am I exercising commitment and faith? Am I at the level of an open heart and compassion? Where am I? Where is my group? Where are we together in this? So, very important to print this out, email it to your friends, post it on your walls, make enlargements of it, and occasionally talk with people about it. Bring it into their lives so that it becomes part of the global consciousness. And it is a very powerful tool, and it will lift humanity, and it will lift you if you use it. Thank you very much. Copies of it are available in various places on the internet. You can look for it at davidwinfree.com. That's DAVIDWINFREE.com. Thank you very much. Blessings.